Guys, we're dividing polynomials here. We have 30x squared minus 17x plus 2 that we're dividing by 5x plus 2. And here we have 6x squared minus 31x plus 5 divided by x minus 5. So as you guys can see, we set it up in a different way, but still the same answers. If you look at 5x minus 2 divided into 30x squared minus 17x plus 2, this is how it is set up in the American system, the USA, the American system. And then when you have it like this one here, 6x squared minus 31x plus 5 divided by x minus 5, this is the other, areas like Africa, in many places in Asia, as well as in Europe, okay? So, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you set it up, you should be able to get to the same answer. If you don't get the same answer, something is wrong somewhere. All right? So we call it long division. All right? So let's just take a quick example here that we used to. So we had 38 that we are dividing by 5, correct? So how many times 5 goes into 38? 7 times. So 7 times 5 is 35 minus, then 38 minus 35 is 3. Okay, so because we don't want decimals here, we can stop here. Okay, so now what do we call the 38? We call the 38 dividend. Okay, we call the 5 divisor. We call the 7, the whole number that we got, we call it quotient. And then we call 3 the remainder. All right? So this is what we're doing so far. All right? So this is what we're doing so far. So we know this. So we're going to translate this one to the problems that we have here. All right? So what does that mean? So that means we're taking 30x squared, the first term of the dividend divided by the first term of the divisor. That's how we're going to get it. So we have 30x squared divided by 5x, right? So 30 divided by 5, we all know is 6. And then x squared divided by x is going to give us x, right? So 6x is what we get out of the division of these two terms. So the 6x then goes here because that would be a part of our final answers. So it's 6x, right? So what are we going to do with the 6x? So now, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention, your undivided attention. So we're taking the 6x that we're going to multiply by the whole divisor. So 6x times 5x is going to give us what? 30x squared. The same 6x times negative 2 is going to give us negative 12x, right? And that's that. Now, because this is subtraction, the first one is negative, the second one becomes a positive. So that 30 minus 30 is going to give us 0. So 30x squared divided by 30x squared is going to give us 0. Always you need to get 0 when you do that for the first term. Now when it comes to the second term, now it depends on what you have. So we have negative 17x plus 12x. What are we going to get? So it's going to give us negative 5x, right? And negative 5x, then we bring down the positive 2 because we have not used it yet. So what are we going to do is we're going to take again. So this is now your new kind of dividend. So you're going to take the first term here and again divided by the first term here. Always. So it's negative 5x because in this case it's negative 5x, then divided by 5x. That will give us what? Negative 1. All right? So that negative 1 then we go on the top here. And then again we're going to take that term here and multiply by the whole divisor. So negative 1 times 5x is going to give us negative 5x. Negative 1 times negative 2 is going to give us what? Positive 2. And then again, do not forget, subtract. The same thing that we did here. So that's just like the analogy. Same thing, like steps that we take over here, same steps here. The only difference is that we have a bunch of numbers and variables, okay? So this one then is going to become positive because we're subtracting, and this one is going to become a negative. Negative 5x plus 5x is going to give us what? 0. 2 minus 2 is going to give us also a 0. No more remainder. The remainder is here 0. We're done. So your answer is 6x minus 5 when you are dividing this one here, the dividend here, by the divisor. This is your final answer. All right? Is that okay? Okay. Now, so let's go to the second one here. So we have 6x squared minus 31x plus 5 divided by x minus 5. Like we said, this is how you do it in the, in other areas, in Europe, in parts of Asia, in Africa as well. Okay, this is how we set it up. But the concept stays the same. The concept does not change. So now let's go for it. Now, so the concept doesn't change. So this is the dividend and this is the divisor. So we take the first term of the dividend divided by the first term of the divisor. So that means what? So that means you have 6x squared that you are dividing by x. And that will give us what? That will give us 6x. Okay, so that gives us 6x. So the 6x, where does it go? It goes right here. And then we take the 6x that we multiply by the divisor. Same thing. So we take 6x times x. That will give us what? 6x squared. And 6x times negative 5. That will give us what? Negative 30x. And then also we subtract. Never forget about that. Same way as we subtract here, same way as we do it here. So then the first one here then becomes negative term, and then the other one becomes positive term. So that 6x squared minus 6x squared is going to give us what? 0. Always, like we said, the first term we always give you 0 once you operate it. Okay? And then negative 31x plus 30x is going to give us what? Negative 1x, or just negative x. Then plus 5 that you bring down. You bring this one down, okay? And then, as you have the remainder here, so the remainder always you take the first term divided by the first term, okay? So the first term, so which is negative x, divided by the first term, which is also x. So again, the negative 1x from the remainder here divided by the first term also over here of the divisor. So this one will give us what? Negative 1. So negative 1 goes where? Right here, because that's part of your quotient. So you would take then the negative 1 now and multiply by the whole divisor. So negative 1 times x is going to give us what? Negative 1x. And negative 1 times negative 5 is going to give us positive 5. And then again you subtract. And then this one is a positive, this one is a negative. So negative 1x plus x, 1x is going to give us what? 0. And positive 5 times negative 5 is going to give us also 0, and this also is your final answer when it comes to that problem. So you guys see now, not bad, right? And do not forget, guys, to check, our videos, like, comment, share, and then subscribe. Thank you.